Sakshay in collaboration with IQAC. Crossing the milestones of 275 plus sessions is truly a remarkable achievement for all of us. What began as a modest initiative to share ideas and research has grown into a vibrant platform for learning, dialogue, and intellectual exchange. Each session brings together new voices, new perspectives, and meaningful discussions, enriching this platform and strengthening our academic community. This journey has been made possible through the collective efforts of our speakers, participants, and organizing team. It is especially a reflection of the unwavering dedication of our moderators, Mr. Shubham Tiwari, Mr. Saurabh Singh, Mr. Ajay Gupta, Mr. Ankit, Ms. Samriddhi Kanpal, and Mr. Shailendra Rathod, and the constant guidance, encouragement, and support of our esteemed advisor, Dr. Manish Karnawar. His mentorship and vision have played a pivotal role in nurturing this series and helping it continue to grow from strength to strength. Once again, I extend a heartfelt welcome to each one of you, and I hope today's session proved to be insightful, engaging, and intellectually enriching for everyone present. So, thank you. So, is guest of honor here?
I don't think so, but he will join. Go ahead with something else when he will join. Then we'll talk about the guest.
Okay, sir. So we can listen to his words after the talk. We can go to Divya's talk first.
No. We'll wait for 1-2 minutes, and after
Okay,
that
sir.
we'll start. No issues. And in between, I think he joined. Yes, go ahead. Welcome, Dr. Hakib. Dr. Hakib.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good
So-
evening or good afternoon. Yes.
So can we go? Can we go further?
Yeah, please. Yeah, we can continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there's some issue with my camera. I may not be able to on it. I hope you will understand me.
No. Yes.
Camera में
No
कुछ
issue.
दिख रहा है.
Okay, Manvi, go ahead. Thank you for joining.
Okay. Now it's my privilege to welcome and introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Nicolan Hockey. Sir is an associate professor of economics at Shamlal College Evening, University of Delhi. With extensive experience in teaching, research, and academic leadership, he completed his bachelor's in economics from Shriram College of Commerce, University of Delhi, and his master's from Delhi School of Economics and MSc in economics from University of Nottingham, United Kingdom. And he has earned his PhD in economics from the Delhi School of Economics, University of Delhi. His areas of specialization include macroeconomics and the time series econometrics, and his research has made significant contributions in the fields of financial markets, economic growth, and banking, with several publications in reputed journals and academic book chapters. Alongside his academic contributions, Sir has held several important administrative responsibilities as well, and has been actively involved in mentoring students, particularly as the advisor to Northeast students and convener of the Northeast Cell at Shamlal College Evening. It is indeed an honor to have such a distinguished academician with us today. Sir, before starting the program, I request your permission.
Yes. Yeah, please go ahead. Thank you for the good and exhaustive introduction. I really don't deserve that. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of the whole GSTS team and History Society and IQAC, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome. We are truly grateful for your presence and look forward to your valuable insights and inspiring words once the speaker finishes her talk. So, moving ahead, there was a time when a degree was considered the final destination. Today, it is only the starting point. Recent reports suggest that nearly 70% of employers worldwide now place equal or greater importance on skills than on academic qualifications during hiring. communication, critical thinking, digital literacy, adaptability, and problem solving have become the defining qualities of successful professionals. In a world where technology is transforming industries at an unprecedented pace, the question is no longer what have you studied, but rather what are you capable of doing. As Elvin Toffler wisely observed, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. This thought perfectly captures the essence of today's discussion. Our topic today, why skills are becoming relevant ever in today's job market, invites us to rethink the future of education, careers, and lifelong learning. To lead us through this important observation, I'm delighted to welcome a familiar member of the GSTS family, Ms. Divya Tyagi, a postgraduate scholar at the University of Greenwich, London, United Kingdom. She has been an active contributor to the Graduate Scholar Stock Series and has also been associated with JCC magazine. Many of us remember her insightful presentations in GSTS 9 on the pattern of hill politics in British India and in GSTS 52 on search for beauty. So today she returns with a topic that is highly relevant to every student, researcher, and young professionals preparing for the future. So Ms. Divya, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Manvi. Are you able to hear me properly?
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much for inviting me again. First of all, I want to say good evening, everyone. And thank you so much, Manisha, for inviting me again on GSTS. Thank you to the conveners, to the moderators, and to the guests of honor, and to all of the graduates who are here today listening. It's great to see how the platform we initiated almost 5 years ago has come so far. I started with my first talk in 2021 on patterns of hill politics in British India, as Mani said. And my last talk was when GSTS completed 1 year. So I think all the speakers here have been doing a great job. And it makes me really, really happy to see that the platform is growing stronger over the years. For me personally, a lot has changed since. I moved cities, moved countries, worked for different organizations, and saw different cultures and different job markets as well. So basically, today I will be presenting my talk on why basically skill sets define success in today's job market and why are they becoming more relevant than ever. So the objectives are quite simple there. Oh, just a second. There we go. So the first objective is quite simple, again, to examine how the modern job market has shifted from degree-based hiring to skill-based hiring. Then to identify what technical and transferable skills matter and why. And then finally to understand what students should do to prepare for the future. Now, I would like to start by asking a very simple question. Imagine two candidates who have exactly the same degree from equally good universities. Now, who do you think an employer is more likely to hire? In most cases, it will be the person who can demonstrate practical skills, communicate effectively, solve problems, and adapt to new situations. 20 saal pehle, a degree was often, enough for a successful career. Today, it is just the starting point, and employers increasingly hire for skills, adaptability, and continuous learning. Now, this is because the job market has changed significantly over the past few years. A university degree is still valuable and important, but it's no longer enough on its own. So today, the employers want people who can apply their knowledge in real-world situations, learn continuously, and adapt to changing technologies as well. Now, one of the most influential academic perspectives on this topic comes from Nobel Prize-winning economist Gary Becker's human capital theory, which basically where he argued that education is an investment that increases an individual's productivity and earning potential by developing knowledge and abilities. Now, for decades, a university degree served as the strongest signal of its investment because relatively few people had access to higher education. However, today's labor market has evolved significantly. Now, as university enrollment has expanded across the world, employers face what economists describe as credential inflation. Now, where degrees alone no longer distinguish one candidate from another. Instead, organizations increasingly evaluate whether graduates can apply their knowledge completely, and basically to solve the real business problems. A degree definitely demonstrates that a person can successfully has completed any academic program, but it does not necessarily prove that they can lead a team, analyze data, or communicate with the clients, and or adapt to rapidly changing technologies. Now, consequently, employers now view a degree as the foundation of a career rather than its final destination. Now, the workplace today looks very different from what it did 5 years ago. We have seen rapid advances in artificial intelligence, automation, digital transformation, and remote working, where we're using ChatGPT and Claude for even the simplest tasks. And many tasks that were once done manually are now completed using technology, where entirely new job roles are also being created every single year. Now, most jobs today either expect you to train AI so that it can take over your job in the future, or on the other side of the spectrum is where you manage people, where your interpersonal skills come into play. Now, because of these changes, employers are no longer looking only for academic qualifications. They're looking for people who can think critically, solve problems, work with technology, collaborate with diverse teams, and continue learning throughout their careers. The ability to learn has become just as important as what we already knew, basically. So your student mentality plays a very, very important role now. Now, this shift is supported by research from the World Economic Forum. Basically, according to its future report on the job markets in 2025, around 39% of workers' current skills are expected to change or become outdated in 2030. This means that almost 4 out of the 10 skills we use today may not be enough in just a few years. So the report also highlights that people or employers are investing heavily in reskilling and upskilling their workforce because they recognize that continuous learning is essential for long-term success. So, kaun se skills hai that actually matter? They believe that skills expected to be most valuable in the future include your analytical thinking, your creativity, resilience, leadership, curiosity, AI literacy, and technological understanding. It is very, very important to notice here that these are not only the technical skills, but also human skills that machines cannot easily replace, basically. Even LinkedIn's work change report reinforces the same message. It estimates, just like Manvi said as well, that 70% of the skills used or required for most jobs will change by 2030, which is less than 5 years from now. इसका simple मतलब यही है that even after we graduate, learning does not stop. Professionals will need to keep updating their knowledge throughout their careers. Employers are increasingly hiring people who show a willingness to learn rather than relying only on past qualifications. Now, the idea of lifelong learning has become one of the most important career strategies in today's world. The same report also states that जो लोग अब वो workforce enter करेंगे, they are likely to have twice as many jobs during their careers as workers did 15 years ago. So when people keep saying कि job market खराब है, there are no jobs available, that's just not the reality. History shows that technology rarely destroys work altogether. Instead, it changes the nature of the work. So the reality is that graduates के पास relevant skill set नहीं है, which can expand their pool of job options. Now, if I take an example, let's say banking. 20 years ago, a bank employee mainly processed transactions. Today, the routine transactions are completed through mobile banking and AI chatbots. So bank employees now focus on financial planning, customer relationships, risk management, investment advice. So the job still exists, but the skills have changed. Similarly, for software engineering, let's say, many people think AI will replace the programmers. Actually, companies increasingly expect engineers to design the systems to understand business problems, review AI-generated codes, ensure security, communicate with stakeholders. So coding itself becomes easier. Problem solving, on the other hand, becomes harder and therefore more valuable. Now, India is experiencing one of the fastest transformations towards a skill-based economy. Traditionally, employers focused heavily on educational qualifications. Today, companies are increasingly recognizing the practical ability matters just as much. Many organizations are reducing the unnecessary degree requirements and instead accessing candidates through the practical skills, the professional qualifications, internships, project-based experiences, and continuous learning, because it has become equally important form of human capital as they provide that tangible evidence of workplace readiness. Now, in other words, a degree may tell an employer what you've studied, but your skills demonstrate the value you can create from your very first day on the job. Now, industries such as information technology, artificial intelligence, or cybersecurity, finance, healthcare, and digital marketing all require professionals who continuously update their skills because technologies evolve so quickly. Now, this creates enormous opportunities for young professionals who invest learning just beyond the classroom as well. Now, the World Economic Forum reports that 30% of Indian employers are shifting toward the skill-based hiring over the global average. When we look at what employers are actually hiring for, an interesting pattern appears there. So technical knowledge is certainly important, don't get me wrong, but employers also consistently rank communication, teamwork, leadership, adaptability, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving among the most valuable qualities. For example, someone may be excellent, an excellent software developer, but if they cannot explain their ideas, work in a team, or communicate with the clients, they may struggle to succeed. Similarly, a marketing professional must understand the data analytics side alongside creativity. Accountants increasingly work with automation tools while providing strategic advice rather than simply preparing just the calculations. So notice that many of these are human skills and not just technical ones. So success today depends on combining these technical expertise with strong human skills as well. Now, to assist the students, the Government of India has launched a wide range of initiatives to improve the employability. Basically, what that means is the employability of graduates by addressing the gap between the academic education and industry requirements. These initiatives focus on technical skills, digital literacy, apprenticeships, entrepreneurships, and industry collaborations. The government recently continued and reconstructed the Skill India program through 2025 and 26 with an outlay of 8,800 crore rupees. It combines several major skills under a single framework to make training more data-driven, demand-driven, aligned with industry needs. The program emphasizes industry-relevant training. You get digital and blended learning. There's micro-credentials like your short courses, which last around 7.5 to 30 hours. It also focuses training in emerging technologies such as AI, data analytics, cybersecurity, and green skills. Skill hubs and institutions include the IITs, the NITs, the Kendra Vidyalayas, and other education institutions as well. And as per the Press Information Bureau 2025, over 6 crore Indians have benefited from these programs since 2014. Another one is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which is India's flagship skill development program aimed at increasing youth employability. Now, the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0 has expanded training into future-oriented sectors, including your robotics, the coding, drones, Industry 4.0 technologies, and digital skills. It offers you free short-term training, industry-recognized certification, placement assistance, recognition of prior learning for individuals who already have the existing skills, and the courses aligned with the National Skills Qualification Framework. Now, more than 1.63 crore youth have been trained since 2015, and under PMKVY 4.0, over 225 lakh candidates have been trained as of 11th of July 2025. Training now covers over 400 job roles across manufacturing, healthcare, IT construction, retail, and emerging technologies. And according to the Economic Times, around 24.3 lakh candidates have secured placements as well, giving an overall placement rate of around 15% since the scheme began. even the National Education Policy 2020 seeks to improve graduate employability by integrating vocational education into higher education, promoting the multidisciplinary learning, encouraging internships and project-based learning, increasing flexibility through multiple entry and exit options, and fostering stronger collaborations between universities and industries. Now, despite these initiatives, several issues continue to affect graduate employability, like a mismatch between the university curricula and the industry requirements, uneven quality of higher education institutions, and limited access to high quality internships in some regions. But if these initiatives are effectively implemented with strong industry participation, they can significantly improve graduates' readiness for the job market and enhance their long-term employability. Now, if I take an example of Vijay Shekhar Sharma, who is the founder of Paytm, he comes from a modest academic and financial background, but what stands out is not his formal education, but strong product vision and the ability to spot digital payment opportunity early. And the fact that he took that risk and he had that risk-taking ability and executing in a fast-changing tech environment as well. He built Paytm at a time when digital payments were almost non-existent in India. So the market timing plus the executional skills mattered more than his educational or academic pedigree. Now, I think if I take another example, the interesting example is Chetan Bhagat, who showcased an interesting case of skills pivoting away from degree relevance. He studied engineering and later he earned an MBA from the IIM Ahmedabad, and but he became a successful writer, not an engineer or a banker. So what made him successful was his storytelling ability, understanding the youth mindset, mass communication skills, and consistency in writing relatable content. Now, even with strong degrees from the biggest institutions, his real life success came from a completely different skill set, and now the whole of India knows him. Now, another person from a global perspective is Chris Gardner, who's now a huge businessman and motivational speaker, famously known for The Pursuit of Happiness. His story is powerful because he had no privileged academic or professional background, yet he entered into high-level finance. Now, his success came from persistence, communicational skills, emotional intelligence, and willingness to learn financial systems from scratch. He later built a successful brokerage career. So including his soft skills plus his resilience, we can see that this can open doors even without elite education. Now, across all these examples, whether it is in India or in the global markets, the pattern is consistent. Degrees may start conversations, but skills decide the outcomes. Now, what people built, solved, and executed is what created the real success. Now, if I share my own experience, I completed my education, my bachelor's from Shamlal College itself, learning directly from Manish sir, and later decided to pursue my professional career in digital marketing. In the nicest way possible, my degree in history and English had no relation to digital marketing. But what really helped me was the fact that we had platforms like GSTS that helped me develop skills in public speaking, built my confidence, helped my communication. Just in my employers got the understanding that, yes, I can represent their organization to big clients. And then efforts like Journal of Continuity and Change, which is the online magazine that we created, that helped me massively with my skills in creativity, editing, and graphic design tools. That kind of gave me that kickstart into dealing with data as well. Now, these were the skills that I leveraged to secure a job in a competitive market. But the story doesn't end there. Like many students and professionals, I believe that obtaining a master's degree abroad would be the biggest milestone in my career. And I think my mindset was कि किसी अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी से डिग्री मिल जाएगी तो एक बहुत बड़ा achievement है, and that would automatically lead to employment, higher salary, and for sure it would make me stand out. However, after arriving in the UK, I quickly realized that employers were looking beyond academic qualifications. They wanted evidence that I could communicate confidently, work with people from different cultures, solve problems independently, and adapt to unfamiliar situations. And importantly, leadership qualities and a big student mentality. Now, my degree definitely opened the door, but my skill set helped me walk through it. Now, during my master's, I realized that employers were not only interested in my grades, they wanted to know what projects I had worked on, how I approached problems, and whether I could work effectively in a team or not. For example, when working on group assignments, I collaborated with students from different countries. We all had different ways of thinking and communicating, so simply completing the project required teamwork, patience, leadership, and effective communication. Now, those experiences helped me develop practical skills that cannot be learned through textbooks alone. Now, I got my master's degree in digital marketing, and funny enough, I got a job in the UK in offline and direct marketing, which again has no correlation with my degree. So you must be thinking that how did I even get the job? Just I asked myself the same question. But what's important to understand here is that employers globally want T-shaped professionals, an idea which was introduced by David Guest in 1991 in his article, The Hunt is On for the Renaissance Man of Computing. Now, the vertical line of the T represents depth. It refers to mastery in a specific domain or profession. Now, this is the specialized knowledge that allows an individual to solve complex technical problems and establish credibility within their field. The horizontal line represents transferable skills that enable professionals to apply their expertise effectively across different situations and teams. These are often referred to as the human skills or the soft skills or power skills because they remain valuable regardless of industry or technological change. Now, these include your communication, your leadership, your critical thinking, collaboration, emotional intelligence, adaptability. Today's employers increasingly seek professionals with both technical depth and broad transferable skills. Across professions, technology handles the routine tasks, while humans contribute judgment, creativity, and collaboration. I think one of the books that changed my perspective was Deep Work by a researcher and Professor Cal Newport. As someone who shifted myself as someone who shifted from history into digital marketing and then into offline marketing, the book made me realize that in a world full of distractions and surface level activities like emails and meetings and admin tasks and social media multitasking, the ability to do focused, high value work is becoming more important than credentials alone. Now, if I were to speak about, the different comparisons that I've noticed moving from India to the UK, I think I noticed a clear difference in how the education and capability are evaluated. In the Indian context, there is often a strong emphasis on degrees and academic background as the first filter for opportunities. कि कौन सी university है, क्या scores है, and formal qualifications tend to open the initial doors, especially in early career stages. And once shortlisted, skills then start to matter more. But the degree often acts as the primary entry point. I think working in the Indian corporate sector made me realize कि master's degree बहुत important है for some reason, and that was the only reason I decided to pursue my master's degree from the UK. But during my postgraduate experience, I've observed a stronger shift towards the skill-based evaluation, where what you can actually do carries more weight than where you studied. Now, for example, in academic and career settings here, I've seen students from very different educational backgrounds being treated equally as long as they can demonstrate capabilities through projects, internships, or practical outputs. Platforms like LinkedIn and freelance ecosystems further reinforce this shift by showcasing real work, not just credentials. Now, what do graduates need to do right now then, and how can students actually prepare? Because the future belongs to people who can build the projects, complete the internships, learn the AI tools, improve communication, network, heavily network, earn different certifications and build a big LinkedIn profile. But the most important is to never stop learning. Because cognitive psychology suggests that expertise develops through deliberate practice rather than one time education. A university degree lasts 3 or 4 years, but a career lasts 40 years. Therefore, continuous learning occupies nearly 90% of professional life. Graduation is not the end of education, it's the beginning of a self directed learning. My biggest realization today is that if someone had asked me a few years ago what was most important for getting a job, I would have probably said and answered getting good grades, maybe, because that's what we've been taught our whole lives. Today, my answer would be different. I now believe that every new challenge, whether moving abroad, working with multicultural teams, or adapting to new marketplaces, it has strengthened skills that employers truly value. This is why I believe that learning should never stop, even after graduation. And as the World Economic Forum says, analytical thinking, adaptability, and lifelong learning are among the most important skills for the future. I didn't realize I was developing exactly those skills while going out of my comfort zone and just shooting my shot. Looking back, I now understand why employers value these experiences so highly. Because when we speak about degree versus skill, degree gives you that knowledge, but skills create value. Degree gives you that one time achievement, but skills are a continuous development. The degree gets you the interviews, but it's your skill that wins you jobs. So the key message here is that degree tells the employers what you studied, but skills demonstrate what you can actually do. So finally, a degree may be able to get you an interview, but your skills determine whether you get hired, grow, and lead. And in today's world, learning never ends. So your greatest qualification is not the certificate that you earned yesterday, but the skills that you're building today. And that is all from my side. Thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Ms. Divya, for such an insightful presentation. I would ask audience to please ask questions. We have opened the floor for questions, and we encourage everyone to participate and share their thoughts. So the first question is that. So the first question is: can certifications and online courses effectively enhance employability?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I personally believe that as much as you can add on your CVs, that's the most important thing. Whether it is even unpaid internships, or whether it is working for your family business, and just trying to do any courses available on YouTube as well. Like, as long as you're building your own skill set, it doesn't matter what you do, what your qualification is. It definitely helps you when the time comes for your interviews. Employers look for every skill that you've gained throughout the experience, and it's absolutely the most important thing as well. So yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, thank you. The next question is: how do soft skills complement the technical skills in professional success?
I think, as I mentioned in my whole talk as well, it's the T-shaped, expertise or skills that the employers look for, and what shapes a human being as a professional as well. It's the expertise, basically. So yes, you need to have a broad range of technical depth of the skill set as well, like technical understanding, whether you're an engineer or you're into marketing, because everybody has to deal with data at the end of the day, because we're all just numbers. But at the same time, if you're not able to manage a team of people, if you're not able to understand human skills or what the humans actually feel emotionally, then there's no point. Then again, you're just a number as well. So how it has to be done is you need to have a very good technical understanding of your industry type, but at the same time, you need to have the skills of, like relationship building and understanding people's emotions as well. At the same time, leadership skills and leading from the front. So these are the skills that help you in any type of industry, because the technical skill is only relevant for one industry. So that's how you basically can, mix match and create a whole bunch of skills that help you getting all the different types of jobs in any kind of industries basically.
Okay. You can, stop sharing your screen. Okay. So the next question is, by focusing purely on immediate plug-and-play skills, do we risk losing the deep conceptual thinking which is needed for long-term innovation?
I used to be a similar kind of a person where I kind of thought, I just need to get a job. I just need to get a job. And I just was thinking, okay, digital marketing, that looks very fancy. And now the world is moving towards digital marketing anyway. So might as well just do it. But getting into the industry is when I realized that that's not the only thing that's important. The important thing is, what am I learning from it? And is it transferable? Am I able to train somebody else to do the same job? Am I able to understand what exactly it means? Am I able to communicate it properly or not? Am I able to have that in-depth understanding myself of what am I doing in this business? And I think even while I was in the corporate, as I mentioned in my talk as well, I still thought that I need better salary, I need a better promotion and progression, I need a quick progression. That's the only thing that I had in my mind. And that's why I moved to the UK as well, thinking that if I get a degree from London, I for sure will be able to get higher salaries back in India. But then again, here I realized that degree doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Yes, it definitely gives you that understanding of particular technical understanding of the industry type, and it opens your brain a little bit more. But it's what you do after, it's what you do behind the paper, it's what you do away from the textbook is what matters. And I think that's a lifelong skill that I'm gonna be focusing on, instead of just the digital skills or the technical skills. So that's what every single graduate should be focusing on as well, that what are the soft skills that you're working on. Are you able to just go beyond that technical aspect and understand things? Because when we speak about it, like leadership skills and understanding people, we think that is just in a part of your resume, but they actually matter the most when people are taking your interviews. So I think definitely just putting your mindset and mentality a bit differently has to play a very, very important role in terms of getting the long term results as well.
Okay. So there is one question which is not related to your topic, but if you want to answer it, so he's asking, what is the work-life balance internationally?
कहीं नहीं है work life balance. As long as you're working hard, and as long as you're making money, and as long as I don't have to ask my parents for money, that's the only thing I care about. So I'm working more than I should be. So there's no work-life balance. Forget about it. It's not gonna happen, guys. But definitely what that means is, if I'm putting the extra efforts right now, I know in the long term I'm going to bear the fruits, because I'm working hard right now, working longer hours or however that is. I'm creating that skill set that's going to help me in the future to basically chill. So that's my mentality towards it. I think that's what the mentality should be for everybody.
Very well answered. We'll just take one last question, which is, how can someone from another field can learn technical skills if they want to balance both?
I think it's a very, very good question. Again, what you can do if you are from a certain field and you're definitely looking to develop skills in a different type of industry is just go online. And as I said, like simple tasks are done by ChatGPT and Claude. Ask ChatGPT where you can find free courses. YouTube has a depth of courses. You can find anything and you can learn everything. I'll share you a very funny story here. So I did my master's from London, but one of my courses was for Excel. and my professor, who's a white man, put up a video on YouTube from a brown man explaining us how to do Excel. So it doesn't matter where you are, what your expertise in. Just go on YouTube and just search everything, take in all the information. Definitely, your student mentality has to be really really high, in order to find time for yourself to develop those skills. But internet has everything, and you don't even have to pay for it. You can just develop your skills as long as you're willing to do it.
Okay, thank you so much, Divya. One last question would be from our side. So, how has your journey with the GSTS platform and the team been?
uh, I I will kid you not. All these years after I left the university, I used to still keep thinking about how during the lockdown when we started these initiatives. I always think about, if I was not a part of these initiatives, I don't think I would have developed as much I have today, because they definitely played a very, very important role. When the lockdown was there, we were not able to see people. People were just not studying, were not doing anything. I think it was just very, very important for myself, just to be more productive. And I think that's where GSTS played a very important role in my life. And I'm really, I was showing my colleagues my previous GSTS talks, and I look like a baby there. So definitely, I have come a long way. GSTS has come a long way, and it's really good to see that Manish sir, yourself, Manvi, Shubham, all of the people that I was working with are still a very big part of GSTS. I think it's the kind of culture that we wanted to create in the first place, and it's just like a very familial feeling as well. So I think it's really great. I hope a lot of students can still learn from it, and just keep participating, because public speaking, people don't realize how important of a skill that is. And that really really helps a lot in the future, wherever you're going in the world, whether it's corporate, whether it's different universities. I think GSTS is doing a great job, and I think I have been massively impacted by it as well. But thank you so much for calling me again.
So, like, you have presented on three completely different themes, and it's wonderful to see how your interests have evolved. So, how do you look back at yourself? The Divya who gave her first talk, I guess, in 2022, and now you are giving your third talk.
I gave my first talk in 2021, so I was a baby. That was 5 years ago. I think the way I used to speak was very different. The way I used to look was very different. I think my knowledge in terms of a lot of things was different. I think I will, to be honest with you, no offense, Manish sir, but I think the first talk I gave was because I was just afraid of you. I was like, okay, Manish sir has asked me to do this, so I have to do this. But today, I think when Shailesh reached out to me and he wanted me to do the talk, I was like, yes, I will do it. I think I was trying to make time between my work and everything, with the time difference as well, just to make sure that I can do it perfectly fine. And I think the level of GSTS has definitely increased ever since. I hope I was able to do justice to that as well today.
Thank you so much, Divya, for your reflections, and we are hoping more registrations from your university as well. So please stay connected with us. And moving ahead, to help us reflect on today's discussion from a wider perspective, I would now like to invite our guest of honor to share a few thoughts with us.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Once again, before I make a few comments, I would like to sincerely congratulate the GSTS team. So today is the 279th, talks. I think this is really a long journey, and Manish sir and all the students who have been really working hard. I would like to sincerely congratulate from my side as well. And today's speaker, Divya, and the host Manvi, I sincerely appreciate your knowledge, your way of conduct, the way you organize the the meeting. I really appreciate that. And I think one thing that to make it simple, one thing, there are lots of information or knowledge that the speaker has put up. And one the keyword which has gets my attention is the lifelong learning. Everyone is a learner, whether you are a professor or whether you are a student or whether you are the corporate head. You have to learn every time. You have to keep adapting yourself. I think this is something that every one of us here in this meeting in this today's evening, I think that is something that we should learn from today's talk. So So few years ago, like we say that okay, you have an MBA degree or a PhD degree, that's it. But today things are changing very fast. Yeah, even in the the prestigious that civil services examination, you see, like we started having now papers like ethics paper. You remember that? Some of you may be interested in civil service. So that paper was introduced just few years ago. Because now the planners and the people behind this civil service, they begin to realize that without having a proper ethical mindset, we could not have a good civil servant. So they started introducing this paper. So similarly, the job market is changing in every aspect. So we say that not only the knowledge or the degree that we have from the prestigious institutions, you also need certain skill sets. Yeah. So to supplement what our speakers have said, so there was a survey recently across 170 million workers in the US economy. And interestingly, the top 3 skills employers needs are adaptability, detail-oriented, and interpersonal. Right. So they really don't look for subject experts or some computer scientists or some economists or something. They look for people who are adaptable, who are detail oriented, and who have interpersonal skills. So these are the things that we could slowly imbibe, we could slowly learn in our colleges, in our classroom through our interaction with friends. And in fact, I should say that Delhi University, up to some extent, we provide certain aspects of this. Okay, so I came from a very different background when I landed in Delhi for undergraduate studies in 2000. So it was totally a new environment. So I have to keep adapting myself, not only in the classroom, even in the interaction with my friends. So is the Divya adapting there in London. That adaptability skill is very important. So without that, you will not be able to survive. Okay, if you keep saying that, okay, I have to stick with my only Hindi-speaking Indian friend, that is not going to work. So if I say that I'm from Manipur, I'm going to stick with Northeast people, I will not mix with Hindi-speaking people, that's not going to work. So learning and all these interpersonal skills, adaptability, they go hand in hand with your subject expertise, with your knowledge, right? So if we look at this, nobody says you have to be a good coder or nobody says you have to be a good economist, right? So they look at this fastest growing occupation, which is in fact a nurse, and they say that instead of this technical knowledge, adaptability and interpersonal skills are very important for this occupation. Okay, even in computer science and mathematical related occupation, well, you expect that hard skills to dominate. Adaptability ranks second, right behind technical computer skills. So what really happens is that the labor market is no longer, asking for more content delivery. It is looking for human beings who can navigate uncertainty, read a room, and work with other human beings. Okay, these are teachable skills, but they are not taught in the lecture theaters, or that you cannot learn from AI. That you have to develop through relationship, feedback, okay, or through being pushed by someone who actually knows you and cares for you. Okay, and in fact, I should say that Manisal is doing exactly this, right? So he's training us, he's equipping us. Even me, I'm his colleague, but I'm learning a lot from him, right? So this is how we develop. This is how they do. So the speaker says that few years ago when she makes the presentation, and today when she makes the presentation, there's a huge difference, right? Because she has been adapting, she has been learning. So if Divya says that okay, now मेरे पास लंदन का डिग्री है, मैं सब I know everything now, that she may be able to survive for the next 2 years, but after 2 years she will be in trouble. So if I say that अच्छा मेरे पास दिल्ली स्कूल का इकोनॉमिक्स से PhD हो गया, लंदन से मास्टर हो गया, maybe yeah, I may survive in the college, but actually I may not be able to do much. So I think we really have to come back at what our speaker says, lifelong learning, right? So this is something that really I want to emphasize again and again. So all this happens because now we have a remote work, and the companies are, looking for skilled job, often at low cost, reducing domestic opportunities for advanced degree holders, right? And then with the advancement of artificial intelligence, there is the tasks are automated, and those tasks which has been performed by high professionals, now they are automated. So you really don't need all those very good computer scientists. Now even a simple GPT, chat GPT could do that. So a few things to conclude, I would like to just add a few things that we have to know that skill sets, most jobs require a combination of skills, not just one skills, and we have to reskilling, and then as students or as workers, we have to adapt to new technologies, okay, because they add new skills to our existing skill sets. We have to maximize the complementary between the old and new skills. Okay, the old skills that we have and the new skills we have to keep learning. And as a particular skill set of complementary skills becomes more diverse, the more strategic options a worker has for reskilling. Okay, these increase their resiliences again unfortunate technological changes in the future. So so we go back to what the speaker said. Yeah, the lifelong learning. Okay, and I would conclude with that. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be the guest speaker. Yeah, and I would wish all the people attending here the meeting very best of best wishes for your future endeavor, and to the speakers as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. And as we conclude today's session, I would like to sincerely thank all of you for joining us and for your active participation. The GSTS, it becomes truly meaningful only when we take something valuable from each session and apply it in our academic journey as well as our everyday lives. So I hope today's discussion inspires all of us to continue learning, developing new skills, and growing with every opportunity. So once again, thank you for being with us. Now I respectfully invite our esteemed advisor, Manish sir, for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Manvi. It's a really wonderful listening. Before my quick remarks and the vote of thanks, I'd like to invite the two faculty members for Samlal Evening College for their quick remarks, because Ajay taught Divya, and I don't think that Akriti, but maybe. So Ajay, very quick remarks.
Good evening, all of you. दिव्या को जो है तो शायद कोविड ड्यूरेशन में ऑनलाइन पढ़ाया था जो है मैंने, और ये अब बहुत ज़्यादा जो है इम्प्रूवमेंट आया है, ठीक है। और जो है आज का टॉक जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल है, मतलब यूथ के लिए। और जो है अगर मैं कॉलेज में भी जो है दिव्या को इनवाइट, अगर ऐसा कोई प्रोग्राम अगर होता है जो है इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी सेल में। तो मैं वहाँ पे जो है दिव्या को इनवाइट करना चाहूँगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन था। थैंक यू दिव्या हमसे कनेक्ट रहने के लिए, ठीक है। मैं बिल्कुल भूल गया था, ठीक है, बट आज जब पोस्टर आया तो मुझे याद आया कि हाँ एक हमारी ब्रिलियंट स्टूडेंट ये रही है, ठीक है। थैंक यू दिव्या हमें जुड़ने के लिए, और बहुत अच्छा लगा।
अजय, भूलने नहीं दिया जाएगा, डोंट वरी। हाँ,
ठीक है,
so
ठीक
over to you, Akriti, for your quick remarks.
ठीक।
Thank you so much, sir. So, Divya, congratulations for the wonderful presentation. And I have very quick remark for about your presentation. So, when you were talking about skill, so I just thought because I'm from history, तो मैं उसी perspective से ही सोच पा रही थी. So I believe that if we are talking about skill, so I feel that skill was important everywhere and in every timeline. But in current scenario, in this era of globalization, capitalism. So I think the nature of skill has been changed due to technology and other many advancements. So I believe कि skill हमेशा से ही बहुत important एक factor रहा है in the job industry. But I believe कि वो लगातार temporality के साथ change होता रहता है, ऐसा मेरा मानना है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. But yeah, so thank you so much, sir. This was my remark. And Divya, many congratulations. And I did not even meet you, and I wasn't there in the college when you were there. So I would love to connect with you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akriti. Thank you. And now only 180 seconds are left. So the most important thing, because it's a wonderful evening with one of my students and one of my colleagues from Samdal Evening College. But the most important thing, what is a skill? Somehow people are from Africa, from other department who got connected. It does not mean that you left Africa and go and settle to digital marketing and settle to the internet. So what is a skill? A skill for Manish Kamwar is entirely different. I scale up me in the African studies, in the knowing Africa more. Those who are digital market, they know day-to-day ideas. Suppose that Manvi right now doing a PhD in African studies. Suddenly, oh my God, now I'm leave African and I got the skill and go to the digital marketing. So this is the very it's not good idea. What is a skill? A skill, what you are in the field, you upscale yourself. This is called a skill. So it's not everybody right now is moving towards the internet, AI. No, it's not required. A nurse is what a nurse is doing. Skill, upskill their injection skill, doing injection skill, or a sweeper maybe do better sweeping in cleaning the things, and the Manish Karmar or other faculty members, other students, they upgrade their skill. That means how they communicate, how they give the idea to the other. So this is called a skill. So the first we need for the youngsters, they just pass or they are passing their graduation. The skill means it's not then going to the abroad and find out the digital idea, AI, chat GPT. No, a skill is what uplift or upgrade your idea. This is also called the skill. And the one thing is very important, that what Dr. Hockey and Divya are iterating the same idea, lifelong learning. And no, in India, we don't have still lifelong learning culture. Where in my department, in behind my department, what we call department is continuing education. And if you rank the those continuing education, they rank very low. But mainly, this is the most important department. So as a India, if we want to be Suguru, we have to understand the importance of lifelong learning and importance of other disciplines also. So it's clock ticking towards the 6, and because the speaker and the guest of honor both are the phenomenal in their in their ways. So thank you, Divya, for connecting us. And we certainly missed you from the last 4 years, but at least you can drop me hint or anyone that yes, I'm here and I'm there, and in this way you can upskill GSTS also, because I have very limited resources, and from the first day, first GSTS to GSTS 279, we don't have resources, but we try to upskill yourself because you are in the this field. So try to find out some good way to produce GSTS in the at least to the few scholars, to look what we are doing, what your college is still doing. And the Samlal Evening College is one of the subaltern college in this university, but what we did, it's really remarkable, and I'm happy if people recognized us, but still I'm happy. One of our student and studied at Samlal Evening College, and now she's doing good. It's not you are in the Scotland and you are in the Edinburgh. It's not good. If you are in Chamoli, and if you are in the Pune, if you are in the Meerut, if you are doing good, it gives me happiness. So it's not that you are in Edinburgh, that I know that Divya, where you are, and most of my students, where they are doing good if they upgrade themselves. So this is my idea, and every day I'm upgrading, and it's very it's not good that life work balance is not going to approach. Yes, I'm still finding life work balance, but we have to find out some way, because I cannot do everything and you cannot do everything. So at least we can stop at one level. So the 300 GSTS is the stopping point where we think what we have to do. So thank you very much for all faculty members, all my moderators. When Manvi got interacted to the old friends, she she is wonderful every time. Huh? So okay, so all moderators, my colleagues from Samlal Evening College, my students from my department, thank you very much. But skill, what is skill for Richa Sharma, what is skill for Ramakant, Meena, and Samriddhi, to upscale your skill in that field, not jump to the another field. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Good football match is going on. So watch, and Africa is doing very well. So have a nice day for all of you. Thank you very much. And Dr. Hawkip, always listening to you. It's a good feeling. So thank you, guest of honor. Thank you, Samlal Evening College principal, IQC in charge, and the teacher in charge, and faculty of the history department of Samlal Evening College, and our vice chancellor, because he reappointed for the coming 5 years, and he knows our initiatives. Almost every administrator in the Delhi University knows what is a GSTS. It's a good thing for us. Let's see when they call us, when they recognize Manvi's, Salin's, Subham's hard work, and return back in the sense of some certificate or anything. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's time to leave.